Hello, for today's tutorial. Today I want to show you how to create some great shots using your Mavic drone and how to process them. What I'm going to show you is how to create HDRs in Lightroom, create a panel out of this, and then process it to get this result you currently see on the screen. So what you might know is that the Mavic has a very small sensor. Bracketing mode within the Mavic and using portrait mode to shoot panels and then stitch them together in Lightroom. So this shot you can see here is a shot that I have taken with 5 portrait shots, and each portrait shot is a bracketing out of a 5 series. So let's just show you how how I have taken the shots in the air. Just a moment. So let's just go to my collection. Just a moment. Go back. Yes, I have prepared everything. So first of all, I want to show you how I'm going to take the shots. So this is one shot I have taken when the Mavic is in the air, and I'm starting always from the really right, from the picture I want to take, and then move the Mavic in the air just some degrees then to the left. You can also start from left to right, so it's up to you. So as you can see here, this is the first shot, the right side. Then I'm moving a little bit more left, then once again more left, 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 and that's it. And whenever I take one shot, I'm using the bracketing mode of the Mavic. So the Mavic is giving me different exposures from the same shot. So as you can see here, this is now, let's just display the info. There we go. It's just lagging. So as you can see here, this is the normal exposure of the shot, and the Mavic will automatically give me just an underexposured one, then an overexposured, more underexposured, and more overexposured. And then you can just stitch them, or not stitch them, merge them together to create an HDR. So an HDR means it will take the complete range of shots you have taken and put them together in one shot. So this is giving you a lot more possibilities in terms of processing. So look at this. So you have 5 shots now, and then go to photo merge and then create an HDR out of this. And then it will create an HDR preview, and it takes a little bit. And just a moment, then you can see what's happening. So there we go. And what I'm doing is I'm always checking the auto align, auto tone. I'm not using auto tone because toning I'm doing on my own. And then the deghost amount always set to high because it could be that clouds are moving, and so I want to reduce this. And then you just click on merge, and what's happening then when you have clicked it, it takes 1 minute or more depending on your PC. And then what's out is then something like this. So you get an HDR out of this, and this HDR shot has a lot more dynamic range than one single shot. And I'm doing this for all the shots I have taken. So from the right to the left, and now comes the next one. So I'm marking all the 5, and now I'm creating a pano out of this. So photo merge once again, then click on panorama, and then it's giving you also a preview. So give him some time, and then you can see this is now from the very right, as I said, to the left. And what I'm doing is I'm always using the boundary warp, setting this to 100% at 100, because I want to get the shot a little bit. Want to give the shot a little bit more height. So to use standard dimensions in terms of framing, so 16:9 or 32. If you do it like this, you are very limited with the framing. So as I know that we have a lot of resolution by using the Pano, it does not matter if, for example, the bottom or the top is a little bit more stretched for this. So normally I would then click on merge, and then it takes a while, and then what you get out of this is that one. And as you can see here, we have now in this shot, instead of 12 megapixel, we have now around 32, 33 megapixel, and this is a lot to work with. And then as you can see here, what we want to achieve now is we want to achieve now this shot. This is the processed shot, and I want to show you how I'm altering my RAW to get to a shot like this. I'm not going into detail of all the options. If you are interested in what all the options are doing, just check out my video with the riders, and there I'm taking a lot of time explaining everything. So you can now see how I process this. I'm giving a few words on all the steps, and then you can just replay it on your own shots, depending on the scenery you have. So once again, first of all, what I'm doing is I'm stretching the histogram. So I'm decreasing all the highlights and setting all the shadows up. And you can do this without a problem, because as I have shown to you, we have overexposure and underexposure values now in our HDR, and so pushing the shadows and pulling the highlights is possible. I'm leaving the whites and the blacks because this is fine-tuning. Let's go to this later on. And as I'm a big fan of the VSCO films, because they give the shot a really smooth coloring, and like old films. And if I'm working with the sun, I'm always using the Lightroom 160T++. So I can really recommend you to buy these color profiles from VSCO. I have no problem to make some advertisement for them, because they are really, really good, and so they deserve it. So then I'm using split toning to add a little bit more warmth. I'm giving the shot a little, the shadows a little bluish. And now I'm sharpening, so I have a small bug in Lightroom. So I'm sharpening like 50 or 60, then masking it, pressing Alt, and just try to get to the edges. Then remove the chromatic aberrations, enable the the profile corrections. Then auto alignment, yes, works here. Sometimes it does not work. And that's it for the base. So the next step is, when I have done this, I'm always using then I'm using the temperature. I'm not doing this before, because the color profile will alter the tonality and the temperature, and so I'm doing this afterwards. So I want to give the shot a little bit more warmth, so pushing it a little bit to the orange, to the yellow, and then let's go for the sunlight. So the sunlight is very easy, so go for radial filter, click the invert mask, set the exposure a little bit higher, and then do it like this. So I want to have the light coming from the center to the bottom corner, so I'm keeping it like that. Then sunlight is usually giving the shot more orange, so a little bit more exposure, then the blacks exaggerated, and now the dehaze. So because I have now added more light, I will decrease the overall exposure of the shot to give it a little bit more atmosphere. Then adding a linear filter, adding it here. So decreasing the exposure at this part. So going it like this. Just a moment, we'll close this one because it's so doing it like this, and let's just see. Okay, so what I'm then doing is I'm going for the HSL, going for luminance, and I want to increase the luminance of yellow and orange because I know I have now added some yellow over this part and I want to make it glow. So I will go like this and just increase it. Yeah. So I don't know if the orange is not too much. Yeah, this is fine. So we'll make it a little bit more magenta. And now, as you can see here, we have here some light and we have here some light. And this is the shadows. And now let's increase this. So take another radial filter, then drag it like this. And always check that the invert mask is set, because invert mask means the effect is the most in the center and is the least on the edges. So, and then adding some clarity because we want to make it and more yellow. And we will just copy this one by pressing Command and Alt and putting it here too. Like this. And then you can see here, here's also some light, so let's emphasize this. So do it like this. And then also a little bit more clarity. Only use selective clarity. Never use clarity on the complete photo. This will really look not so nice. And then more yellow. Yellow will make it brighter because we have said that all yellow will be more brighter. And this one is dark, but let's just do the trick. Let's just make it also a little bit brighter than it is. This one, and that one. And what we now will do is, because we have now here a little bit of a halo, go to brush, then press Alt and just remove it here. Yeah, so it will look like this. That's cool, and you can see that if I switch now to our to my released shot, then you can see that we really get to it slowly. Yeah, as you can see here, this is the one. Oh gosh, this is the one I have released, and this is now the one we are working on. And what we also do is now we will take a usual dimension. So 16:9 is very good for panos because it gives the impression that you look at a very wide scene. But we can also use 2:3, but let's go for this one. So 16:9. Then we can decide if we want to have more from the right or more from the left. I think this part is also interesting for the viewer, so let's go for this one. Exactly. Now we will add also some light to the clouds. More yellow tone. This one. And now let's emphasize the shadows, because this will also give the user the impression that there's a more dynamic in the shot. So go for this one. Just do it like this. This will give the user more dimension to the shot. It will look like this is a real hill, for example. Yeah. So this one. Exactly. And I also want to emphasize this the village here, the town. So once again, radial filter over it. This one. Then a little bit brighter, a little bit more orange. Yes, it's very good. And I really like this structure here, so I will add also here and give it some clarity. So it's not so bad if it's a little bit more over the mountains. So, and now clarity and push it. Yeah. Don't know if exactly. So let's see if we can make some toning in the clouds with our linear filters. So let's look if this looks better or more blue. I think this is just taste. Yeah, let's go for a more bluish version. Maybe some clarity in the clouds. Yeah. And now contrast up. There we go. So, and all the steps afterwards are now really just taste. So the shot could also be released right now, and you can see here. So I'm now pressing Y to show you the unprocessed version. So on the left side you can see this is the unprocessed version, and on the right side what we got out of this. So I hope you enjoyed processing, and you can subscribe my channel. I will add more, and if you have some questions, just write me a mail or ping me on Instagram. So bye bye.